When you're scrolling through endless listings for industrial label printers, it's easy to get caught up in glossy photos and big promises. I've been there ordering a printer that looked perfect on the page, only to find the setup was a nightmare. The connectivity kept dropping, and the labels came out smudged after the first few jobs. That frustration is why I'm doing this deep dive before you click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I want to make sure the Zebra ZT411 doesn't become another regret, especially when you're spending a few $100s on a device that's supposed to run 24/7 on the shop floor. First off, the ZT411 lives in the thermal transfer world, which means you never have to worry about ink cartridges running out. That's a big deal for anyone who prints a constant stream of barcode labels, shipping tags, or safety stickers. The printer uses a ribbon to transfer ink onto the label surface, so the prints stay crisp even after exposure to heat, chemicals, or sunlight. For a warehouse that needs to keep track of inventory all day, every shift, that durability translates directly into fewer reprints and less wasted material. What really sets this model apart is the range of connectivity options. You can hook it up via USB for a direct workstation link, use the built-in Ethernet port to slot it into your network, or go wireless with Bluetooth if you need a mobile printing station. I've seen setups where a floor supervisor uses a handheld tablet to print a label on the spot, and the Bluetooth connection holds up just fine, as long as you stay within a reasonable range. The Ethernet port, on the other hand, is what most permanent installations will rely on, because it gives you a stable, low-latency link to your label management software. If you're the type who likes to tinker with different devices, the multiple ports mean you won't be forced into a single ecosystem. Now, let's talk about the actual day-to-day experience. The ZT411 has a 4-inch color LCD that walks you through the initial configuration. The menus are straightforward. You select your media type, set the print speed, and load your ribbon. This simple setup claim isn't just marketing fluff. The printer remembers your last configuration, so after a power cycle it resumes where it left off. In a busy environment, that saves you from having to re-enter settings every time you swap roles. One of the practical strengths I noticed is the print speed. At 6 inches per second, the ZT411 can handle a moderate batch of labels without causing a bottleneck. For a small to mid-size operation that prints roughly 200 labels an hour, the speed feels more than adequate. The quality is consistently high-sharp barcodes that scan on the first try, and text that stays legible even after the label has been stuck to a metal pallet and moved around the warehouse. Because it's a thermal transfer printer, the prints don't fade when exposed to sunlight, which is something you'll appreciate if you label outdoor equipment or trailers. On the flip side, there are a few trade-offs that matter once the box is opened. The printer is built for rugged environments, but that also means it's heavier and bulkier than a desktop label printer you might have used in an office. If you're looking for a compact unit to sit on a desk and print occasional shipping labels, the ZT411 might feel overkill. The ribbon system, while eliminating ink cartridges, does add a consumable you need to keep stocked. Some users find that managing ribbon waste can be a bit messier than dealing with a cartridge, especially if you're printing short runs and have to change ribbons frequently. Another practical consideration is the learning curve for the software side. Zebra's driver suite is powerful, but it isn't as plug-and-play as a generic USB printer. You'll likely need to spend a few minutes configuring the driver to match your label dimensions and ribbon type. If your organization already uses Zebra's label design software, that integration will be smooth. If you're coming from a different ecosystem, expect to spend some time mapping the settings. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to factor into your rollout timeline. So, who should really consider the ZT411? If you run a warehouse, distribution center, manufacturing floor, or any environment where labels are printed continuously and need to survive harsh conditions, this printer hits the sweet spot. It's also a good fit for field technicians who need a portable yet rugged solution. Just pair it with a tablet, use the Bluetooth link, and you've got a mobile label station that can survive a drop or a dusty job site. The 1-year warranty gives you a safety net, and the overall reliability reported by Zebra's customer base suggests you won't be calling tech support every week. Who should walk away? Small home-based sellers, hobbyists, or anyone who only prints a handful of labels per week will probably find the ZT411 size and price unnecessary. A standard desktop thermal printer, or even an